Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat, and today I'm going to do my top books of 2023 so far that are not romance. So that will be a separate video. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. I have two honorable mentions. I'm currently reading them, so they can't go on here officially, but I think they might be up there, and I just wanted to mention them. One is Boy Parts by Eliza Clark, and the other one is Leech by Hiron Enns. So, alright, let's start off with number 8, The Dunny by Keith Thomas. So this is a short novella about a family that's going back to the grandfather's ancestral home. They're helping him move into an assisted care facility. He doesn't know that. And the grandson notices that there is something dark and breathing in the vents of the house. And the grandfather says, "Oh yeah, that's the dunny that lives there. We have to feed it well so it doesn't come out." Yeah. It's super tight and succinct writing. It's creepy, it's dark, and it has just the perfect amount of gore. The author said he's going to continue writing on because everyone will focus on a different folklore animal or like mythological creature. And I just found that really fascinating. The dunny is the creature in this one, and I'm not going to tell you what it does or what it is because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, that premise was just really good, and this was just exactly what I wanted. Okay, next let's talk about a short story collection, Beneath a Pale Sky by Philip Fracassi. This was basically an amazing short story collection. There was only one story in there that I didn't like. They are all horrific and creepy in their own different ways. Basically, there is one that's a Ferris wheel on fire, and you're in the point of view of the people stuck in the carriages. There's another one, that my favorite one, where there's a wedding happening where the best friend of the bride comes in and a supernatural tornado is coming toward the wedding. It's very gory, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I would have read a whole book just on that story alone. Another one that deals with touring a small town when you've recently moved there and the residents are definitely not what you think they are. This collection was really solid, and I recommend it for anyone who likes actual, horror short stories. It's really strong. And that's also how I feel about the next one, which is another short story collection. This is Taktumi, an anthology of Arctic horror stories by a myriad of authors. This one has some really scary things because I hate cold, so I think it's compounded where like it's cold shadows, cold zombies, cold animals coming out from the deep sea and hunting you down and killing you and everyone you like and your whole family. And yeah, they were really scary. They were really scary. If you're looking for more like magic and body horror gore, Beneath the Pale Sky might be the way to go. But if you're looking for like creature features and cold atmospheric horror, Taktumi would absolutely be the way to go here. Alright, next up I want to talk about Anatomy, a Love Story by Donna Schwartz. It's hilarious to me that it's called like a love story because while it is on one hand, it's so much more than that. This follows Hazel Sinnott, who wants to be a surgeon. So she pretends to be her dead brother and sneaks into the like anatomist society to learn all she can from a master. And she's told that she cannot attend the classes because she's a woman. But if she can pass the final exam, then the master will personally sponsor her himself. So she needs dead bodies to practice on. Enter Jack, who is an undertaker, a resurrection man. He digs up bodies for Hazel, and that's how they get to know one another, and things go from there. As you can imagine, dealing extensively with dead bodies and also people who are very ill, this has a lot of very macabre elements, but also I just really love Hazel and Jack as well. So I love Hazel. She's so great. Jack's great as well. I just loved this more than I thought I would. So I will be reading the next one. I know that it has a cover that has like a brain on it. Yeah, so definitely recommend if that sounds interesting to you. All right, next up we have Cutting Your Teeth by Kaylin McRae. So this has queer elements, found family, and a lot of creature features. So we are following Ezra, who is running from his past. He works as an underground fighter in order to make money. When one night he's jumped and he's dying, when he is rescued by Killian, who is a vampire. And they kind of team up because they realize that the forces that are after Ezra also have to do with Killian. And you get found family aspects in here, you get road trip aspects. For me, more than their relationship, because I wasn't such the huge fan of Killian, I super loved the final end scene. Like the final battle was amazing. It was so good. I didn't realize this was a series when I started it, but it is, so I will definitely be reading the next one when it comes out. All right, our number 3 is Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. So when I read this, I gave it 3.75 stars or 3.5, but it has risen over time. Like, I can't forget it. It's atmospheric, it's haunting, it's heartbreaking. So this is about a married couple, Miri and Leah. Leah is a scientist who's set on a deep sea mission into the ocean, and she goes missing for months. When finally Miri hears that Leah's back, and Leah comes back into their apartment, but is not the same as Miri remembers. So this has a lot of body horror, like I said, creeping atmosphere, and also just general mythos and kind of legends around sea lore, which I found really amazing. So this has kind of haunted me since I read it, and it's moved up, way up. I would give it now like a 4 or 4 plus. And obviously it's very memorable, so it's at the top of this list. All right, number 2 on this list is Dogs of Summer by Andrea Abreu Lopez, who is a Spanish writer. The setting is the Canary Islands, which are of Spain. We are following 2 young girls in the summer of 2005. One is 10, and then I think the other is 11. So the 10-year-old is never given a name. She's just called S-H-I-T. And her best friend is Izora, who is rude, bossy, but our main character is obsessed with her. And you're really getting, throughout the summer, her and her best friend are really tight-knit. And then her friend Izora starts to slowly drift away and mature a little bit faster than the main character. And as the main character is struggling to keep up with her, it's really like coming of age, heartbreak, and like losing your friend in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, we've all outgrown relationships, but it is so heartbreaking. The writing is so visceral. You feel like you're there. It's oppressive, sticky, good things are happening, bad things are happening, sexualities are awakening. And the end was just phenomenal, heartbreaking. Yeah, it was so good. So if you're looking for straight up fiction that has sapphic vibes and will leave you heartbroken, then this one would be for you. All right, and the final one I want to talk about, my number 1 favorite so far that's not romance, is Monstrilio by Gerardo Samano Cordova. So this is following a family who has recently lost their son, and the mother hears of a folklore that if you put a piece of the dead person's body in a jar and feed it, you could grow them again. So she cuts off a piece of her son's lung and grows it in a jar. And pretty soon it grows into a being that she calls Monstrilio. However, Monstrilio is a wild thing and is not her son, although she sees echoes of her son within Monstrilio. And this is the story of what happens as Monstrilio grows up. And you're really focusing on not only Monstrilio, but the wife, the husband, and those around them, that this course of action is healing some, hurting some, and like totally destroying others. I really loved this. It's not as dark. It's not like gory dark. It's more unsettling and I would say psychologically distressing, if that makes sense. There's a lot to think about and a lot to consider when dealing with a child's death. And Monstrilio kind of reminds me of Frankenstein's monster in a way. I think maybe that's why it resonated with me so much. My favorite classic is Frankenstein. And in that way, I couldn't help but empathize with Monstrilio and just how unfair it is to him, but also once the situation has happened, that the repercussions are unavoidable. So this was so brilliant and gave me so much to think about. I loved everything and I loved the ending. Yeah, so this would be an amazing one to read for yourself or also for book club. I think it would have an amazing ability to be discussed and seen through different point of views, different lenses. I don't think any two people could read this book and come away with the same messages. Yeah, so that was my favorite of the year so far. Let me know your favorites so far down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to go take a nap because I am very, very tired, and my husband still has our daughter out on a walk, probably at the playground, so I'm going to take a speedy little cat nap before they get back. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will talk to you later. Bye!